Alright, so we have what should be a hell of a fight here in the flyweight division. It's David Dvorak versus Raulian Paiva. So Paiva has a 3-inch height advantage, a 1-inch reach advantage. I mean, he's a big flyweight, so he's going to have those advantages over a lot of people. And he likes to walk down opponents. He likes to be the one taking the front foot, kind of taking the fight to the opponent. And Dvorak, on the other hand, he's very measured. He likes to use a lot of feints, likes to set up pretty much everything. And I do think he has a speed advantage in this one. Just don't think Paiva is the quickest 125er. So Dvorak, he likes to mix in the low calf kicks into his game. It's become a real staple of his game. And for Paiva, he has that predictable movement. He's always coming forward, so you always know where his lead leg's going to be because he's pretty much just going to step forward. And Dvorak, if he finds success with the leg kicks, he will keep going to it, like as a game plan, which I really like because like these leg kicks, like if you keep kicking the low calf, it just bruises and people just can't take it anymore. Also, the potential nerve damage that you can do, it really throws people off their game. And Paiva will be coming forward with that predictable movement, and he's going to be trying to knock you out. That's what he always does. He often leads with the straight right or the right hook. He can telegraph his entries a little bit, but once he does get in the pocket, he just sits down and he just plants his feet and just starts swinging. Like when his opponent closes distance on him, he'll just look to plant his feet, put everything into an uppercut, put everything into a counter two. And Dvorak, he'll do something similar. Like if his opponents try to close distance on him, he'll look to just snipe them with a straight right, counter right. And once they do get in the pocket, he'll throw tight hooks in the pocket. He's got nice hooks, left right, right left hook, what have you. But he likes to keep it at distance generally. And work his kicking game. The low calf kicks, the teeps to the body when he switches southpaw. He will switch stance occasionally. He's not a big stance switcher, but he will do it occasionally. And I feel like he can definitely catch Paiva because Paiva is there to be hit. He has his hands low the majority of the time. His head doesn't move when he's looking for his own offense, and that's basically 99% of the fight. He's very offensive minded, doesn't really give too much attention to the defense of the stuff coming at him, but he's just very offensively minded. And, one thing Dvorak needs to watch out for is the high kicks of Paiva because he will mix the high kicks in. Dvorak always has his rear hand low when he's circling to his right, so, he's prone to left hooks from orthodox opponents, switch high kicks, stuff like that. So he just needs to watch out for that. Alright, so I'll quickly cover the grappling. Both these guys are primarily strikers. Don't look for takedowns too much, just to mix it in really. So when you try and take Dvorak down, he'll look to punish you for takedown attempts, and he does have good takedown defense. So once he does stuff to takedown, he'll look for hammer fists, elbows, and most of his takedowns when he's looking to be offensive with his wrestling do come from the back body lock, and he will just look to take the back once you do get put on the mat and you give your back to get back to the feet, and he's still got you in the body lock. He'll just look to transition to the back take and then look to control from there. And for Paiva, he has decent takedown defense as well. He'll look for knees to the body in the clinch. He's also a guy that looks for damage if you do try and grapple with him. Alright, so how these guys win fights. So for Paiva, he's got a good frame for the division. He's quite long. He's got a great chin as well. I know it's flyweight and they don't hit too hard, but the shots that he takes, you can tell he's got a good chin. And he has good scrambles as well. He's hard to keep down. And for Dvorak, he has really nice leg kicks. I like that he has included that in his game, like as one of his main weapons. I really like that. And he has good striking defense at distance, and he has good takedown defense as well. I think he's pretty solid, honestly. Alright, so how these guys lose fights. So for Dvorak, I'm nitpicking a little bit because I think his game is very well rounded as a whole, honestly. But it's the striking tendencies that we discussed before. And for Paiva, he's very hittable. As I said, he has a good chin, but he's very hittable. He's there to be hit. And we talked about his striking tendencies before. He's playing with fire just the way he defends strikes. And he's probably one of the slower flyweights. He's generally the slower fighter. He loads up on a lot of his strikes as well, which doesn't help his case. But yeah, he's normally on the wrong end of the speed equation. Alright, past the victory for these two. So for Paiva, look to throw feints, look to return the leg kicks, or throw a hard two. Respect the leg kicks, don't just eat them. Don't just not acknowledge them, but, address them early, look to return them, check them, or throw a hard two or a hard combination back when he does throw the leg kicks. Look to cut the cage off to his left, throw left hooks, switch high kicks, and look for the uppercut or the counter 2 as he's trying to close distance when he does want to get in the pocket. And for Dvorak, the leg kicks definitely going to be their big weapon in this fight. Look to stick and move to avoid the counters of Paiva. So, pop the jab out, pop the 1-2 out, and then, dip out of range. Look to catch a kick and ground him. Look to take him down quickly, get a few ground and pound shots in, and then, get back to your feet. And look to end combinations with body kicks. I think someone was landing on I think it was maybe Kaika of France was landing that on Paiva quite regularly. So, yeah, I do think that's something you can land on Paiva. He's got a long torso for the division. Alright, so how I see the fight going? So, yeah, I'm pretty impressed with Dvorak, honestly. I think his style would be even better over 5 rounds. Like, he seems like kind of a guy that, does a lot of damage to the lead leg. So I think, over 5 rounds, I think he can get a few people out of there with the leg kicks that he throws. But, Paiva's a zombie. He won't stop walking you down no matter what you hit him with. However, Dvorak's best weapon is the leg kicks. And Paiva is super tough, but he's going to be walking onto them all night. And we've seen how, OP leg kicks are recently. That I think we're coming to realize that in 2021 that they're just such a great technique to use, to mix into your game. So yeah, I wouldn't bet Paiva as the favourite here, just because I believe he's going to take serious punishment to his calves. But the guy's super tough. He's going to be looking to walk forward. He's probably going to be putting the pressure on as soon as he starts feeling those leg kicks. And for that reason, I'm going to take Dvorak to win, just because the leg kicks are just going to be adding up. And I think the line might be a little wide. So yeah, alright, let's have a look at this line. Alright, so ultimately the prediction is David Dvorak. I think he gets it done by decision. I think anybody at $2.30 in this matchup is value, because I do think it's quite a close fight. So yeah, I think Paiva at $2.40 is value, and I'd definitely play that. If Dvorak was to get to pick'em odds, which I don't see it happening, but the line seems to be moving quite a bit. Fingers crossed. If he gets to pick'em odds, I'd probably bet him. But at the moment, I'd probably say the value is with Paiva.